Avengers, lots of fun. What then came was Iron Man 3. That exact scenario that we just described happened where, okay, so Ben Kingsley is the Mandarin. The Mandarin is basically Iron Man. Would you agree Iron Man's biggest enemy? Because I guess most racist one also. And they got Ben Kingsley to play the Mandarin, and he's intimidating in the trailers and the scenes, and like this is a great casting decision. I'm so excited. And then we meet Trevor. Poor Ben Kingsley. He's not the mayor.
Trevor.
British drunk actor.
That was actually one movie that I didn't get to go see.
And I was so angry. And it's not because I'm a big Mandarin fan, right? No, it's because you got Ben Kingsley playing this character, and that annoyed me. That was a decoy. And the real villain, again, guy in a business suit, which was Guy Pearce, where he's another guy. He's white guy, takes off his shirt, there's some tattoos, he's like, I'm the Mandarin! I get his plot to have like an actor and Americans are thinking...
I liked Iron Man 3 better than the other ones.
Than Iron Man 2?
And 1.
Oh.
I thought the twist was cleverly done way on to do it.
It was a good twist, I don't agree with it, but it was a good twist.
I thought Tony's arc was good. There's things I didn't like about it. I was promised, this is what Kevin Feige promised, that after Avengers it was going to start going places. We were going to start seeing Avengers in other movies. There was going to be a lot of world building.
Nothing really like that happened.
Iron Man 3 went smaller, I think, than the other ones. There was less callbacks to do the Avengers rather than him having PTSD for 2 scenes and then getting over it with a harp of Harley Keener, who I bet you didn't even know his name. Harley Keener. People were like, it's Nova! No, it's not. And I thought the twist was cleverly done. They shoved Jon Favreau bigger part. We haven't talked about the director of the first Iron Man movies. Had a bigger fucking part.
That's Happy
Hogan.
And Happy Hogan. They have...
The Iron Patriot, which is technically a Norman Osborn thing.
Yeah, they have all these Iron Man suits. I'm like, oh, it's Hulkbuster. No, it's Igor armor. They blow it up. they take out the Thing. At the end of the movie, they give him surgery to CGI because Robert Downey Jr. was not available to do the entire... last scene of the movie where he's standing on the Malibu cliff.
Yeah.
So the entire thing is CGI. The cliff, him, everything.
I got confused with that because he threw the arc reactor out, but doesn't he still have it?
No.
Then what's
They took away Iron Man.
Okay.
Look in the other films, he doesn't have it. They took away the thing that makes him Iron Man. They're like, he can't get it out of him, and they give him surgery at the end of the movie, and then it cuts to CGI and to Robert Downey Jr. and he's like, I am Iron Man, and he drives away in a CGI truck on the CGI ground, like an animated film.
One of the things I also found funny is even though I don't like Guy Pearce and Andrew Killian, they basically made him Riddler from Batman Forever, where he's the geek. He's like, oh, Mr. Stark, I'm your biggest fan. They
didn't do no world building. I thought we were going to get world building after Avengers.
Speaking of
world
building, let's go to Thor, the Dark World. Hold on. Before I'm going to unleash Brandon in a minute.
Let's me and you talk about it real quick.
I guess quickly, okay. Hate it. Worst of them all. I feel sorry for Natalie Portman, who was on board with Patty Jenkins directing, and they said no. Patty Jenkins has proven herself, and Natalie Portman was like, this is the last one I'm doing. Horrible villain and horrible villain.
Sif almost died on set. Jamie Alexander almost died on set. There was a stunt accident. She almost died. She almost broke her back and died.
No wonder she didn't come back for Thor 3. Besides her TV show. Hate it. For Torey, quickly say it.
I hated it too. I didn't think it was the worst MCU film. It would probably be Iron Man 3 would be the worst one. That would be the second worst one. Thor Dark World. Stupid villain. We introduced another Infinity Stone. Natalie Portman wasn't great.
Kat Dennings was back.
Another stupid love triangle thing. Loki dies, obviously. He dies, quote unquote. Will lead up to Ragnarok. And I didn't really give a crap about this one, but I did see it in theaters, and I thought it was awful.
Brandon, go.
I'm running away.
No, you get back.
I liked the movie.
Brandon.
I did. Once again, we thought we were going to get a bigger story, and they tried to make an epic scope, but they made it smaller. They pull out the Infinity Stone, the Power Stone, because they had not talked to the directors of Guardians, who made the Power Stone in their movie. They didn't know which stone they had. So they had the Reality Stone. The red one's supposed to be the Reality Stone. They thought it was the Power because no one fucking talked to them about anything. The movie was trying to be bigger in scope, somehow smaller. No one showed up to fight a fucking Infinity Stone. They sent Thor, his love interest, crazy old man, the sidekick, and the sidekick's sidekick. Kat Denning got a sidekick to her sidekick.
It's that naked
like a fucking animated
you got Naked Stone Skarsgård.
Yeah, you got Naked Stone Skarsgård, which is not the first time it's actually happened.
To Brandon, talk about, because you told me so much about the villain in the comics, who's Malekith.
Malekith is probably one of my favorite villains in comics. He's amazing. He's real deep. He's kind of absolutely insane. In this film, they wrote him up real good. They're like, we're going to do it real good. And then they got a script change at the last minute. Loki's popular! Bring him back! So they cut all of the Dark Elf stuff. 75% of the Dark Elf stuff. Loki! Just the gayest romance. They turned it to a love story between two brothers on a boat with dying girlfriends.
So Super Mario
and that
Brothers?
was the movie.
So Super Mario Brothers
no,
movie?
because it was dying girlfriend passed out, and then two brothers talking about how much they love each other the whole movie.
Horrible film.
Christopher Eccleston recently admitted that who played Malekith recently admitted that he regrets this movie. But I basically regret it, so they rewrote this whole film to shit on Malekith, and they didn't know what they were doing with it, and
I think it's safe to say
they didn't even know. They didn't know anything. The end credits scene had a wolf dog. An ice wolf dog come back on Earth, and they just ignore that.
I thought you meant
I guess he'll come back in Infinity War. Who fucking cares?
Phase 2 was shaping up already to be a big
disappointment,
but then
nothing happens.
Then,
hold up. 2013 sucked.
But then, Winter Soldier came in.
It was so good.
And it sucked!
And brought us probably one of my favorite Captain America films next to Civil War.
And the 1990s gift.
No, the 1970s.
Heil Hitler!
No, not that one. The 1970s with Red Rock.
Oh, with his bike and his helmet?
Yep. And Christopher Lee in the sequel.
Oh, good.
Winter Soldier, as we have when we bring in the Russo brothers, and it's
the Russo brothers, director of all of the good ones, including Infinity War.
This one was more of a political thriller, actually.
This one,
and like where we learned about, we didn't go over to Hydra.
Hydra!
Hydra's an evil organization, but it turns out Hydra's been within S.H.I.E.L.D. the whole time, and they did kind of what you were saying. They brought in Black Widow.
That was enough. They brought in Falcon and Black Widow.
Yeah,
I'm like,
perfect.
They brought in all the S.H.I.E.L.D. and they changed all that. I'm like, oh god, fucking finally. God damn it, they're doing something with this universe. Yeah, I wanted to go straight to space because we saw Thanos and he's just sitting there.
We won't be seeing Thanos until...
But
Oh yeah! Wasn't the end credit scene of Iron Man 3? Fucking him talking
with Bruce Banner. Yeah.
What a fuck you moment.
But anyways, Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier is really good. Where you have the Winter... I remember people were actually legitimately surprised Bucky was the Winter Soldier. Even I didn't read the comic.
Oh my god!
I'm like, guys, it's Bucky. Guys, it's Bucky.
Guys, it looks like Bucky. They said it's Bucky. It's the same actor.
Have you ever seen the comics whenever someone falls off like a cliff, you know they're not dead?
Yeah.
And it's in the movie too, because that's what happens to him. And even then, you could just look, you know it's him. And it was just fun to hear people react in the theater. I remember I was like, how are you going to do Armin Zola? Because he's in this, and I'm like... Because in the comics, Armin Zola's like a big robot body with...
He's a TV face.
He's a TV face. He's like Krang, basically. He basically is Krang. But they put him in like a computer, and that was where Hydra is revealed as responsible.
Kill him in 2 minutes.
Hydra is responsible for everything that's gone. Everything.
That was a cool
Everything!
part, and they killed it.
Yeah. 9/11, World War II,
all of them.
the gas crisis,
But then...
the parents.
After Winter Soldier, we got another film that was...
I praise this one. I do love this one, the next one. Oh.
So we got
Thor 2.
Yes! Thor 2.5.
The Guardians of the Galaxy. Which Brandon knew more about. Well, like the mainstream audience, I was one of them who was very skeptical of this. I thought this was going to be like, oh no.
Thought it would be a trash film. And they got the guy from Scooby-Doo to do it. So I guess...
Scooby-Doo, Slither...
Scooby-Doo.
Blood and Psycho Experiment.
And Guardians of the Galaxy ended up being my favorite of Phase 2.
Oh my god, they did something!
Yeah.
They did something interesting with the comic book movie.
Made it fun.
Let's not just talk to humans. What if the superpower guy talked to someone with no superpowers?
What if we get
what a fun that film would be? What if we had 10 films and we did that?
We got a talking raccoon, we got a tree, and we got
Vin Diesel returning to the role he was meant to play. What an acting. Power Stone. The right one. The right Power Stone.
We should mention also...
Benicio del Toro fucking builds the whole universe in 2 minutes.
Well, actually, no, he was in the end credits of
Thor
Dark
2.
World.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the only good part about Thor?
Yeah.
The credits. When it ended.
I think we should mention, though, that as much as we like a lot of the MCU films, there is the problem with the villains usually not being good, and Ronan for Guardians is no exception to that rule.
Ronan's a good anti-hero, but they made him a full villain, which is not a good character. It's not. A lot of people are mad about that. Because Ronan is an Avenger in the comics.
Oh, really?
And an anti-hero, and then they're like, no villain. And then they kill him, they blow him up.
We also get at least one scene of Thanos with Josh Brolin, where...
It kind of builds more on that character, and also talks about...
You mean they had a fight over the floating chair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a literal fight about how they wanted to do it, and they stuck him in a floating chair. They're like, don't move him.
But
we'll have to pay him. And then played by just Brolin for the first time.
Because he wasn't
the other guy.
It was someone else.
I was so happy when I was in New York when this movie came out, and I promised Jiggy that when I come back, we're gonna go see Guardians, because I knew from the moment I saw that trailer, I knew it was gonna be good.
Oh, really?
Everyone.
The music.
This is what Ant-Man was too. Everyone thinks everything is weird, and it's like, oh, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. You know, things when shit's weird, it's gonna be good.
A lot of people still have Ant-Man, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But anyways, Guardians was
Brandon,
probably one of my favorites.
You like Guardians? Yeah.
And wait till we get to Guardians.
10 out of 10. They made the fat guy from Parks and Rec to a movie star. What a good year. Lego Movie, that's Jurassic World.
Chris Pratt, man, on a roll. And after
that was the year it took off.
Then we got Avengers Age of Ultron, which we were all looking forward to, and it was kind of a letdown for a lot of people. Didn't you say Joss Whedon had a lot of problems?
Joss Whedon didn't want to do it. He did it, and then he didn't want to do it, and then he hated it, and he went to go make a Batgirl
agree,
film.
Though, that Ultron was a pretty cool character.
Ultron is probably the best villain so far.
Are you serious?
Are you serious? No. In Phase 2, I think he was.
He's the best villain.
Besides Winter Soldier, I would say.
Okay, Bucky didn't talk.
Yeah,
Bucky was a bad villain. Only did show up and fight. All of Bucky's character was Captain America yelling at him to be good.
I guess if you're counting the Phase 2, then Ultron technically is the best villain, but I still wasn't really...
She wasn't impressed because they had to establish 35 characters.
Yeah, like Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch showed up, and...
That was cool. Remember Baron Strucker?
Wolfgang von Strucker, yeah.
Remember Strucker?
And then he just
big
dies.
Villain?
He's in like
he dies in an alleyway off screen.
I remember that they killed off Quicksilver, which I feel like that was.
He'll be back.
I feel like that was actually. I think that was because Fox owns those characters too, because they're also X-Men. I feel like
X-Man.
I feel like that they had to make a deal like you could keep Scarlet Witch, but we want Quicksilver because he was popular in Days of Future Past. That's just my theory. I don't know if that's
no.
true.
They the theory that was confirmed is that they heard they were going to do Quicksilver in Avengers 2, so Fox shoved him in to Days of Future Past because it was supposed to be Juggernaut.
Oh, that actually shoved it a little bit.
Hey, fuck you!
I don't know. I did play the music. Age of Ultron. I don't really. I did. That's one I watched the least. Also,
it's a long film. It's like 3 something.
Almost 3 hours.
It's almost 3 hours. It's boring.
Yeah, that's the best.
There's a lot of talking. It feels like a prelude to Civil War half the time. Everyone's got different character motivations. Mm-hmm. A lot was cut. Thor leaves.
Yeah.
Actually,
they have
just fucking
leaves.
No, Thor leaves in the middle of the movie. Doesn't come back.
Oh yeah. Last act. Also, Vision is in it because Vision has.
Thor leaves and Act 1 come back.
Thor comes back right to give birth to Vision, and Vision has the Mind Stone. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so and then instantly Scarlet Witch gives a look at him, and I'm like, they're gonna do the look, they're gonna do the romance, because
I can read your mind.
Yeah,
we will have children.
Ultron, So then we move to surprisingly the end. I figured Ultron would have been the end of Phase 2, but it's Ant-Man, which is the end of Phase 2.
Can I talk about how they promoted that?
Oh yeah,
it was so funny.
It actually was.
So the way they promoted it was pretty cool. Like at the beginning, they're like, "We're gonna show you the trailer for Ant-Man." That tiny, and I'm like, oh, and then I thought it couldn't be any more worse than that.
poster.
If you go to the poster, but if you were around the time when you went to California Adventure and It's Tough to Be a Bug, you could get a screening of Ant-Man in the Bug Auditorium Theater, because ants.
So a lot of people consider this to be one of the worst films.
Does it have to do with Edgar Wright?
Yes, of course it has to do with Edgar
Wright.
I'll
let you go first.
Edgar Wright was signed onto this film, but Marvel Studios films are made by Kevin Feige and not by a director. Directors are just figureheads who kind of bring visions, unless your name is James Gunn.
Yeah.
You don't get to
Some brothers.
Favreau.
Unless you're John Favreau.
Okay, go ahead.
So Edgar Wright, everyone's favorite filmmaker, from the 3 films he's made and that other one. So they just wanted to do his own version of Ant-Man. They said, no, that's not in line with the universe. So Edgar Wright quit, and people were like, no, I'm out. I'm out. This movie sucks. And the trailer for Ant-Man 2 just came out.
Which actually,
same thing. People have a lot of problems. They're still extremely bitter
about Edgar Wright. I didn't really like Ant-Man, to be honest. It
was Iron Man again, but the end was kind of.
There was some interesting idea.
They did something.
Is it?
They did something.
Is this
outside the universe? They brought Falcon, and holy shit!
Is this?
Finally, wait till Phase 3
Is this the first time they do the de-aging thing? What they did for?
Oh no!
Was it the first time?
No.
Which one was the first time they did that? Was it Winter Soldier?
I think so.
Yeah,
it was Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Anyway, but they did that here. There were a few good jokes. Paul Rudd made me laugh. They made fun of the romance, like they're kissing at the end. The father was like, "You gotta be kidding me," or something like that. But there were some things that did make me laugh, though, like the final fight being on like a Thomas the Tank Engine thing. I thought was funny. I stayed out of the whole Edgar Wright drama, but I get why people would hate this movie. Torey, you're
calling it the worst Marvel movie. Just
I wouldn't call it the worst.
Because your director bailed out.
And you liked Ant-Man, you said.
I loved Ant-Man. And like I said, back to what Guardians was.
Everyone liked that Scientology.
Everyone's all like, oh, Ant-Man's not going to be good. It's too
long.
Ant-Man's
He's getting closer. We're leading up. We're going to talk about it.
Ant-Man's not good. It's not going to be great. It's going to be another...
It's going to be shit. Well,
and then I'm like, no, it's going to be good because everybody likes weird. Look at Guardians. And lo and behold, everyone liked Ant-Man.
Except the Edgar Wright fans.
Except for the Edgar Wright fans.
Edgar Wright family.
And I'm an Edgar Wright fan too.
Edgar Wright says he's
Let me talk about Edgar Wright for a second. He knew Kevin Spacey touched those people pretty much. He put him in Baby Driver anyway. He did it anyway.
Oh my God.
Well.
And everyone's like, great movie.
But
how do you top that?
Civil War!